Hey everybody, we are Holler Games. I'm Dave,
I'm Joanna.
and we figured we would start off this channel with good old-fashioned, boring old top 10 list.
It's not really boring.
Okay, well, might be.
Really interesting.
A very interesting top 10 list. But anyway, I think it'll give you a little bit better of idea of what my style of game is, what her style of game is. I imagine we're going to have quite a few crossovers since we play from the same collection.
200
But we shall see. Do you want to do your 10 first, or we do my 10 first? Number 10, one at a time.
Not the whole list. You want me to just
not the whole list.
through the whole thing?
Don't do that.
All of it.
Very short video.
All of it. Short video. Okay. Okay, first.
Okay.
All right.
I want to see it.
My number 10 is the Unlocked games.
Okay.
The card escape room games.
Yeah.
I'm very happy when we play this.
I'd considered putting like that as like a whole series, like somewhere in there. Only it quite makes top 10 for me. I like those because we can do them with other people. Like they're simple, they're fast, they're easy.
They make me feel like I'm on vacation because we do escape rooms on vacation.
I can see that.
It makes me feel like I'm on vacation.
That makes perfect
When we're
sense.
in the basement.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. My number 10 is one that I almost wrote my number 1 because I wrote them in reverse order. My number 10.
Wait, so are you having to read from the bottom up?
No, I did, but I wanted to read from the bottom up.
Oh, okay.
So my number 10 is going to be
hard.
probably a little more in depth than her number 10 was. You haven't played this one many times with me. I've played it mostly by myself. It's Witcher Old World.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, you've played. We played it once when it came in. It's the game based on The Witcher.
I figured as much.
It has the different schools that you pick from: the school of the Viper, the school of the Wolf, and you put out 3 monsters on the board, and you go to the different locations, and it's an overland adventure game, which I tend to lean more towards. I think you really only played it once, and every other time I think I've played it solo.
Did I like it?
Yeah, the time that we played, you liked it a lot. Yeah. All
Alright, you want me to do my number 9?
You're number 9.
Okay. I don't know if this might be on your list too.
Okay.
It's a recent one.
Okay.
Sky Team.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. We've played it like how many times we counted them last night? 11 times in the last
12 times, something like that.
week.
Yeah. Somewhere in that range.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And it's different from anything else that we have. And I like the way it's cooperative, but there's like sometimes I still want to yell at you.
And it's quick.
It's quick.
It's
That's
quick.
probably the best one. We can have like a full day of work.
We can crash that plane
Dinner.
very quickly.
We can crash the plane and then go to bed.
Be done with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, so if I say something that's on your list,
Yeah.
or you say something that's on my list, do we then say, "Oh, that's on my list too"?
No, we'll just
Or
go.
are we gonna
We'll just
wait?
go up the list.
We'll
We'll
just
just
go-
go up the
okay.
list, and then
Alright.
we'll be like, "You already said this one."
You already said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
we'll
right.
just do
Gotcha.
that. So my number 9.
Mhm.
My number 9 is Merchant's Cove.
Interesting.
I also played that one. I left that one out for like a week. And just played
I know,
time
you
after
played it
time
like-
after time after time.
I don't know
solo.
what I had going on whenever you
I
were
can't
playing
remember
that. You had
either.
it set up on the kitchen table.
Yeah, and I just left it out and just played it over and over and over. I really like that one. I like the way all of the different merchants are so,
Asymmetric.
yeah, they're so different from
Yeah.
each other.
It's like
and
playing
how
a
you
different
play everything
game every
within
time that you're
game,
playing
yeah.
a different
Everybody
person.
at the table's playing a different game.
Mhm.
And I really like that one. I think that's there's a new expansion coming for it soon, which I'm excited about.
Is there really?
Yep.
What's it gonna
Should
be?
be here. It's another board that goes in the middle. It's like a festival board. I don't know a ton about it, but there's also like 3 new characters to play with. So
Oh.
classes, merchants. I don't know what you call them in that game, but
I've not played that one a ton, but I want to play
Yeah.
more because every
Yeah.
time I've played it, I've really liked it.
yeah, I'm a big fan.
My turn.
Number 8.
Number 8. I suspect this one might be on your list too. Too Many Bones.
Okay. Oh, that one's low. I'm surprised that one's that low for you.
Yeah.
That's-
It is one of my favorites. But when I think about playing it versus playing some of the other things that are higher on my list, and yeah, I won't say much right now. And I'm sure we'll talk about this one again in a little.
Something tells me you might be right. So my number 8 Cthulhu Death May Die.
Okay, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I had a really tough time choosing between that and Arkham Horror.
Okay.
Arkham Horror was one of the first board games. Arkham Horror second.
It was the second board game we ever played.
It was the second board game that
was
we
it
ever
the second
got.
one? It was the first one we ever got
together.
because we
ordered it in Room Bound second edition together at the same time. They came on the same day.
Oh.
Ordered two.
But I'm pretty sure
those were them.
I'm pretty sure we played it first.
We may have. I don't remember.
I think
which
we did.
one
I
played
thought we
first.
bought that one at the board game store at the mall.
No, I ordered
No?
both of them.
Okay.
Like as soon as I found out, I ordered both of them.
As soon as he proposed the idea of
Yeah, and those were the
delving into a deep, expensive hobby.
Those were the two that we had for a long time. But
the only two.
I like Arkham Horror a lot, but it's more nostalgia, and I do have another nostalgia game on here, shamelessly.
Oh, I have a nostalgia game.
But, like anytime I think about playing Arkham Horror, I would just rather put out Death May Die.
Okay.
I like the insanity mechanic. I like the way it's less spooky and more action oriented than most things. I like the different combinations of the old gods and the characters and the locations.
We haven't played that recently.
No, we haven't played it in a while,
remember
but I have an expansion coming for it too. It's coming later, and that one actually has the all of the Kickstarter stuff and the extra bosses from the first edition with it. So we'll have a lot more for the first edition.
It's on the shelf over there.
Yeah,
that's why we keep pointing and looking.
I can see things.
Yeah. There are other things in the room.
But yeah, Cthulhu Death May Die. I like it. I also struggled not to stick Mansions of Madness right there.
Now you're telling me what's not on the list.
I know, yeah, and it's surprising.
Spoilers.
Surprising because Arkham Horror and Mansions of Madness are two.
Those are two of our
they're two up there. But at the end of the
two.
day, I think I would just rather have Death May Die.
Okay. Well, we should play it again together soon.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought about it tonight, but then it was too late.
It was far too late.
I say that because we just made our top 10 list for this video. We were going to film it at a reasonable time, but then I got excited and I was like, no, I want to know your top 10 list now. And so we decided to
we had to do it tonight.
Film it at 11:21 p.m.
Yep.
So I put on a shirt just for the video. So
I
you're
did
welcome.
a thing to my hair.
This
Okay,
is your
number 7.
You're number 7.
Okay. I think you might be surprised at my number 7.
Okay.
Oathsworn.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've not played it much recently.
No.
And it's a campaign.
Yeah.
And we definitely haven't finished a campaign yet, have we?
No. We've played I think about 15 encounters into the campaign, something like that.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's
so
it's
the
long
reason,
and involved.
but the reason that it made my list is because we have all the things. And you painted all the things. And so every time that it's on the table, I really like looking at it. It's really pretty. It feels very thematic.
I got the minis in the second edition instead of the standees for the stuff, but I'm not going to paint them because I don't want to spoil the rest of the missions for us. I like opening the envelopes and being surprised by what's in there.
Yeah. So then maybe
this one was very close to making my list. I think it's my favorite campaign game that we had. It was super close to making my list. It's on. I made a secret short list of other games that I wanted to.
You have honorable mentions. I also have honorable mentions. I just didn't write them down.
And Oathsworn is one of my honorable mentions. This is my number 7, right?
Yes, because mine.
Okay.
Yeah, mine was Oathsworn.
Yeah, I would mark these out as I go, but my number 7 is Tapestry.
That doesn't really surprise me, if I'm being honest.
I really like Civilization style games. And I was big on Sid Meier's Civilization when I was younger on the video game. And I know I've never actually played the Sid Meier's Civilization board game. I know it exists. But Tapestry just, I don't know. I like the different paths you can take, different things. I like pretty much all Stone Meyer games. But that one strikes a little chord for me, and I like it.
I can see that.
It might be my favorite Stone Meyer game. I don't know. It might be.
It's not my favorite Stone Meyer game.
I know it's
Spoiler.
Not your favorite Stone Meyer game.
Okay.
Your number 6.
My number 6.
Number 6.
I keep forgetting that it's my turn after you talk about things. Okay, my number 6 is. This is out of nowhere, probably.
Okay.
My Father's Work.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, I was between My Father's Work and Abomination for this. my father's work has, because they're in the same category in my head. Like, they're both kind of worker placement-y. They're both dark. But my father's work, I think, has more of the story element to it that I like.
Yeah, for sure. It's that game that, like, it's so long, but it doesn't feel long.
Yes.
And so, like, you know in your head, like, we can't. Like, it's going to take us several hours
right.
to do this.
Yeah, we don't play it very often.
That's my only complaint against it, but I love it. Otherwise, I think it's great.
Yeah, I really like it.
It's one of the ones that the component and the theme really kind of sells everything on. And
I like to touch all the things.
Yeah, and they make the use of the app is made well for it, too.
Yeah. Yep.
I like my father's work a lot. It didn't cross my mind, but it was not on my short list.
Oh, not on the short list.
Not on the short list, no.
All right, so what was your number 6?
My number 6 is my shameless nostalgia pick, and that is Roombound.
Okay. All right.
Roombound Second Edition was the other.
So wait. So did you specify Roombound Second Edition, or
no? It's just the Roombound.
We were just saying Roombound.
Roombound in general.
Roombound.
Yeah, the Second Edition, we bought it. Have every expansion for it except for Midnight, though, which was like the kind of PvP. Like I don't remember what it was, but I wanted it, but it's like $200. I'm not paying that for it. But we had every edition as it came out, all the things. This is when I sat down and like looked up solo variants online when you were in medical school and I was home for hours on end.
So that was probably, what year was that? Was it 2000?
No, 2000.
No, I would have been in med school in 2007.
2008.
So 2008.
Somewhere in that range. I can't remember exactly when you would probably look back at Roombound Second Edition and see when it came out and figure it out. Somewhere between 2007 and 2011, I guess. But yeah, we did everything for that one, and we have Third Edition too. I actually like Third Edition better. I like the smaller map. I like the tokens that you flip and use as weapons. I've never seen another game do that. I like that a lot. I wish that we had the same variety out of Third Edition that we do.
Yes.
Out of Second Edition. And I really like
so many things.
The Third Edition, the way the Third Edition can be co-op too, with the I forget what it was, Unchained Bonds or something like that, the expansion for it.
Yeah.
But I really like that, and I like playing it co-op. I thought that was good too. I think we had house ruled that or found a variant online to do it for a long time. But yeah, Roombound is my shameless nostalgia pick. We almost never played anymore, but it'll never leave the collection.
Yep. And was it after we got Third Edition that we decided to put the Second Edition back on the board?
Yeah, and it was okay.
Yeah. It was okay. It didn't hold up. It was not quite what we remembered.
Yeah.
But
it was okay.
And it was the first game of that kind that we had ever encountered. It was the first time that I had ever had the leveling up experience.
Yeah, because she's not big into video games either, so it was a totally new concept for her.
Yeah, but I was hooked.
Yep.
Okay. My number 5. Botany.
Okay. Botany made my short list.
Nice.
It made my short list.
So Botany's a newer one for us. I love everything about it. It has a Victorian look to it.
Flower collecting.
It's Victorian flower collecting. and
it's aggressive. Victorian flower collecting was serious business.
It was serious business. And sometimes there's little history, on the cards. Sometimes they'll tell you little history facts, and I like that. I always like games that give me little factoids to go along with.
And then there's
the theme.
There's bees. There's always bees.
Oh yeah, there's so many bees.
There's always
and they're
bees
annoying
somewhere. Yeah,
yes.
And all of the art out of that one was public domain art, which we thought
oh
was really
yeah,
cool.
that's right, because it was all be old.
Yeah, it was all old. Yeah, and that one's so simple. I mean, you can just set it up and have fun with it.
It's really easy to explain to people.
That one's really good when friends come over and stuff, and you can just put it down.
It's not that long. It's maybe
short,
an hour.
It's one of those just
hour 15
fun.
minutes.
I don't even care if I win or lose Botany at all. I'm just I'm here. Unless it's that last turn.
There is there's a little bit of BS that happens at that last turn, though.
Yeah, then
I think we house ruled that, didn't we? Or we found an alternative rule.
We changed that a little bit.
Yeah, because there's some sort of
last time we played.
if you don't make it back
you don't get
to your house, you're you don't get anything on your last expedition, and it totally screws
it. Makes it rough. And I get the purpose of it, but I didn't think it was fun.
No, it makes it.
I thought it turned what I thought was a funny, peaceful,
flower collecting game
into being nothing like that.
Yeah.
So we changed it a little bit.
We changed it a little bit. I liked it better.
Yeah.
So. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Role Player Adventures. Is
I'm not
my number 5. I played the first one of those entirely solo. You played 2 or 3 of them. You played like 2 or 3 missions, and then it fell off. And then we took it to some friends, and we played like 2 or 3 missions with them, and then it fell off.
And I was a tiny gnome man who wanted to go find a book.
And I finally decided, I'm just going to play it by myself. And then I played it, and the more I played it, I was like, oh man, this is so good. I was like, I really like this. All of the seemingly endless possible combinations of this leading to this, and the different missions, the different characters popping up, the hand of cards, the dice manipulation. I really liked it all. And you and I are actually playing through Gullpax's Secret, the expansion for that right now, and that's like we kind of put like a moratorium on playing other games until we finish Gullpax's Secret.
So we're just crashing planes and playing,
and then of course the Sky Team, because that's our break from
and easy and hard and short.
Yep. That was my number 5.
That was your number 5.
What is your number?
No, well, Rebound.
Okay.
Because I also had to have the nostalgia pick. It's got a nice place in my heart.
It's got to be up there.
Yep. Had to be up there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we already talked about that one. So what's your number 4?
My number 4, Sky Team.
Ah, gotcha.
Sky Team shot really high up on my list. When I was making this, I was like, I'm surprised at how high Sky Team is on this list, because we've only played it like 11 or 12 times.
But we played it 11 or 12 times in like a week.
Right, but it's always like, I never know how it's going to be possible. Like every time they add a new mechanic, and it's like, here's your fuel meter now, or here's your intern that you have to. I'm like, we didn't have any dice the last time.
Right.
Like, how are we going to be able to do this?
Plane?
And then there's new brakes, and the runways are shorter, and there's weather, and it just gets,
ice.
Yeah, and it just gets.
We've killed so many people.
On and on and on and on and on. You actually
plane loads of people.
I actually looked last night. Whenever I logged our play for that, we only lost 2.
Really?
We only lost 2. Yeah. Only lost 2 along the way. So
I would have said it was 3 or 4.
I felt like we had crashed way more planes than that, but no, it was only 2.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, so Sky Team. We already talked about it, but then we talked about it more. It's worth talking about more.
Yep. Okay, my number 3. Merchant's Cove.
Okay, higher on the list for you.
Higher on the list.
Surprised.
So the reason that it was high on my list is I really like the asymmetry of it. And I picked it because I put it up there because I really, when I think about the games that I want to play more of, that I feel like I haven't seen enough of, it is probably second on that list.
That makes sense.
Because like I really like it. Every time we play it, I'm like, I don't care if we play anything else, I just want to play this game. And I want to play it more because I want to try all the different characters and whatnot.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. There's also the expansion of it is a big box that puts everything in one, so you don't have to open.
Oh, so I have to have 12 boxes anymore.
So it'll make it maybe a little easier to get.
Except that it's
the table instead of looking for things.
It's gonna be another giant.
No, I
box
think it all fits in a Kallax.
Really?
I think they got it all knocked down. Don't quote me on that. If you get it from GameFound and you're like, that dude said it would, I don't know, but I think they got it all.
We don't have any actual credentials.
That much, no. It's a wild guess from what I read on GameFound a year ago.
All right.
That was your what?
That was my number 3.
That was my number 3. My number 3 is Zombicide.
Okay.
Just all of it.
Yep.
No particular one. I think if I had to pick, I would choose Marvel. I would choose Marvel Zombicide if I had to pick.
Okay.
But I like all of them a lot. I have way too much Zombicide. I have every one but the Night of the Living Dead one and the Army of the Dead. Those 2 I don't have. The kind of 2 standalone off-side ones. Okay. But the rest of them, we have those. And I like, kind of like Death May Die. It's infinite combination. There's infinite playability. It's easy to set up and get to the table and explain to everybody the rules. And it's always some sort of fun to be had. And
and there's giant hordes of zombies.
There's this Galactus. Galactus
Oh,
is on camera.
Galactus.
Yeah. Then we have Galactus. There's
He says hi.
Oh, I broke Galactus's arm.
Well, it's not
So yeah, Zombicide's my number 3. I'll love it. If I had to pick, it would be Marvel, and then I would probably go Black Plague, and then Modern, and then Undead or Alive Western, and then
He remembers all.
and then Invader last. I know you're like
There's like a little pocket in his brain that remembers, that like categorizes all of these board game names. I literally had to search around this basement for a box so that I can remember what one of mine was called. Oathsworn. I could remember what Oathsworn was called. It made the list. I couldn't remember the name.
Meanwhile, I had like 20 without looking at anything. I was just like,
Right.
all of these.
Exactly.
Hey, so my number 3, Zombicide.
Okay. All right. My number 2. Gloomhaven.
Okay. Gloomhaven made my short list.
So the reason that Gloomhaven is my number 2, because if I think of any game that I would want to play more of, it's Gloomhaven. I loved the combat system in that game. I love opening things. Opening things makes me very happy. I loved like switching characters. I loved putting stickers on a map, except whenever I got them crooked. I like the storyline of it. It's so much.
Yeah.
I really wish it was like a little bit less.
Yeah, I think by far the best way to play Gloomhaven is video game.
Yeah.
I think it's leaps and bounds the best way to play it. Now, I will say...
But I don't get to open boxes.
True.
Or put stickers on a map.
True. But we do have Frosthaven that we haven't cracked into yet because we haven't even finished Gloomhaven.
Right.
But Frosthaven has the playbooks where the books form the map, kind of like Jaws of the Lion did. So that way you don't have to spend forever setting it up. It should cut down on the time. And then I think the Gloomhaven Helper, the app that tracks the monsters and everything, I think it's been updated for Frosthaven now too. But I mean, we're 40 missions into Gloomhaven or something? Like,
yeah, I mean, we made a little, trek.
Yeah, we got like 40 some in. I think there's like 95. I don't know if you play them all or something like that, but I think 95 is the number I remember for some reason.
We have it in a tackle box. We have a Gloomhaven tackle box.
Gloomhaven tackle box. And Frosthaven still is in plastic, shrink wrap. Yeah. So, but yeah, it made my short list. I like Gloomhaven a lot.
I really like the way the cards were like half and half. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. All right. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Too Many Bones.
Is my number
2. That was, I think that game was one of the times when I seen what board games could be. I was like, oh man. I was like, look at all of this like possibility and combinations and all these things, but also like this is neoprene and chips. Like I don't have to paint 1,000 minis or feel bad because I didn't paint 1,000 minis, and like everything is still there, and just the tactical, the 4x4 grid for the battle map. Like there's so much to it.
Yep. I love the dice.
Yeah, that little hook of like we read a story, we have an encounter, and then that brings us closer to the boss at the end. And sometimes those encounters are themed, and the dice and the way each gear lock is totally different, totally,
it's kind of asymmetric.
Unique. It's very, it's the most asymmetric.
Yeah.
And then that they're entirely,
but it's like you're playing the same
different
game.
people, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like we have the trove chest over there on the shelf. I have everything.
We have 100% of it
for it. Even like the promo chips that come with the mags at coffee. Yes. Like there's one of the
coffee was okay.
I'm missing one of the log books. I'm missing I forget which one, but there's like 3 leather bound log books, and I can't find one of them.
How did you not get them?
I can't remember what happened. I think I thought I ordered it and then I didn't or something. But anyway, Too Many Bones, one of my favorites. I am as soon as Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era releases, I know it's going to knock something off of this list and go on there immediately. Because
I've never seen him as excited for a game.
That's why I'm a huge Elder Scrolls fan, and Chip Theory and Too Many Bones.
Yes.
We have, I think, almost everything of Chip Theory's too. And Hoplomachus is the only thing that I'm like, on, and that's just because it's just not my theme of a game. But yeah, Too Many Bones is my number 2.
All right, that brings us to my number 1, which you already
what
know what it is because I messed it up earlier. All right, so my number 1 is Viticulture.
Viticulture.
And Viticulture is a Stonemaier game that is all about growing grapes and making wine. And specifically, I like this. Is it the Seasons expansion? That makes it like it makes it a little bit longer.
Tuscany.
Maybe it's Tuscany.
Tuscany.
I don't know. It adds more seasons. Instead of having 2 seasons, you have 4 seasons. But I love it. It's like worker placement at its best, and it's like very thematic. You feel like you're doing a thing. I want to have some wine and cheese while I play it. But I really like it. It's my number 1.
Yeah, and we have the co-op, Viticulture World. We have the co-op expansion upstairs that is on our list to learn and play immediately after we finish Goldpax's Adventure, Role Player Adventures. Goldpax's Secret, Goldpax's Secret, something like that. Yeah, I like Viticulture a lot. Viticulture also made my short list, mostly because I knew it would make your number 1. Viticulture, it's like I said, I think Tapestry is still my favorite Stonemaier game, but Viticulture is probably number 2. I think.
Okay. I am a little bit surprised. I'm a little surprised that neither of us put Wingspan.
Wingspan's on my short list.
It's on your short list. Yeah, it was on my short list too.
It's on my short list. Yeah.
It was on my short list.
I'm surprised that my number 1 didn't make your list at all.
Okay, so we're to your number 1.
My number 1.
Can I guess it?
I'm sure you can.
Massive Darkness 2.
Massive Darkness 2. It is my number 1. That is correct.
So that was on my short list, but
and I feel bad I've forced you to play it like 50 times.
You've not forced me to play it 50 times. When I was making my list, I was just thinking about the things that like I would choose if I was picking the game. And it didn't make the list because, like, I never have to choose it because you're always going to choose it. But I do like it very much. Very much.
Massive Darkness 2 is one that I have all of, plus Massive Darkness 1 with the conversion kit.
Yep.
I've played it, I think, 50 sometimes, not counting Tabletop Simulator plays that I played.
We had a little campaign that we played through.
We played through the prequel campaign. I've played through
campaign?
The prequel campaign. We still haven't played through Heavenfall, which is the actual campaign mode of the game. We just
really?
We played.
I thought we did the thing.
No, we played the prequel campaign that leads up to.
Well, did I get to have my little
same thing? Yep.
Robot person? Does she keep going?
No, you would have to pick a new character or reset her. The end of one campaign, she's already there. But and then I played the.
She hit very hard.
I played the 4 Horsemen campaign, and the Demon Dragon campaign. Solo, I played both of those, and then not to mention we played it with tons of people, and it's I like everything about Massive Darkness too.
Yes.
The asymmetry of the characters. I like the way that it's just a fun dice chucker. Just put it on the table, and there's still some of that like, I can just have fun, but this character also feels really special. Like these are the cards. Like I remember, like we were playing one game, and I played a bard, and I was like, I hate this class. Like I played it, I was like, never like seen the purpose of it, but I think it could be good if we played it with 4 people instead of like 2-handing it or whatever.
That's right. Is that one we both played? 2 or did we play with other
people?
No.
We played with other people.
Okay.
And then I had the bard in a group of 4, and like I wasn't doing much. I was just kind of moving notes around. But at the end, it was like like we would not have survived if I would not have had that character. And like, so like even that, like there are some things that are better with 4, and that's what I like experimenting with those games. It's like this didn't click, but I bet with 4 people that would click a lot.
That would do better.
We could do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, and I'll even do that. I love setting that one up because we have all of the chests and the pillars and everything,
Yep.
and it's got table presence, and I think
Mm-hmm.
I've got actively the last roaming monster that I have unpainted is sitting over there about half
Mm-hmm.
painted, and I've got a ton of the characters painted. I would say I'm probably almost halfway or maybe a little over halfway painting all of that one. And
Was that the game that you bought part of it used and it came with some already painted minis?
so that was Massive Darkness 1.
Oh,
because
okay,
there's
gotcha.
a conversion kit
Uh-huh.
to convert the Massive Darkness 1 to Massive Darkness 2, and I bought a used version of
Uh-huh.
Massive Darkness 1 that came with several things painted, and some of them I had to like repaint because they were not great. But some of them were really good.
But they're painted?
Yeah, they were painted. Like, some of them were actually, they've still got some of them over there, and we're using them because they were painted really well. But yeah, so like I said, I've got all of the bosses. I've got one more roaming monster over there.
So I feel like there's probably games of Massive Darkness in my future.
I hope.
It's always okay with me.
Short lists.
Short lists.
We talked about Wingspan.
We did.
Made my short
We
list.
did.
I'm a big fan of Wingspan. We recently played Wormspan.
Uh-huh. I liked it. It was cute.
Yeah, it was okay. I think I like Wingspan better.
Yeah, I think
just
so, too.
because it's, I don't know, something, I'm not a bird guy, but like something about the birds
the
actually
different birds.
existing make it more relatable, I think.
You know?
Make it a little bit easier.
On my short list was Tokaido.
Tokaido, yep. It didn't, I didn't actually have it written down here, but I should have.
Yeah. And I was between Tokaido and Tokaido Duo.
Yeah,
Because we recently got
yeah.
Tokaido Duo, and I'm questioning whether maybe I like Tokaido Duo better.
Yeah.
So, but it was good.
Yeah.
What else is on your short list?
Pursuit of Happiness made my short list.
Okay, all right. So I once lost a game of Pursuit of Happiness because I had twins
Two
twice.
sets of twins, back to back.
And then I couldn't feed them. Or
Shoot.
it was very sad. It was
Things
a very
got
sad
rough.
game.
Things
Things
got
got real real.
He got rough on the family.
Yeah, it was.
Because your husband had one arm.
That's right.
So
My husband
that
had one
was-
arm, and we have
Yeah.
4
and
kids.
4 kids. So
Yeah.
it was a lot
It was
for
nice.
him,
Yeah.
for sure.
It was a lot for him. Yeah.
But yeah, so that one just because something like that always happens every
Yes.
time you play that game. It's
Yeah.
like, how did I even get myself into this predicament?
Yes. It's like
So that one I just think is funny. But it made my short
Okay,
list.
alright.
Destiny's made my short list.
Okay.
Um,
Alright.
we blew through that one,
Mhm.
and then now we've got the expansions and stuff for it, and we haven't played any of them. And so we blew through the base game, the original one.
I'm looking around because
I got all of the
I didn't
other
write
ones.
down my short list, and now I'm forgetting
Yeah.
it.
I was
Parks
thinking-
was on my short list.
Parks was a good one.
Parks is good.
Robinson Crusoe
Oh, that was on my short list
was
too.
on my
Yeah, I
short
thought
list.
about that.
I like that one a lot. Spirit Island was on my short list.
Oh, that's a fun way to die in an evening.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good with that. And then, of course, the ones I mentioned, Mansion of Madness and Ark of Horror and stuff like that, they were tough.
makes sense.
Unsettled was on my short list. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that is our top 10 overall lists. I have a bunch of different category top 10 lists too. I'm a sucker for top 10 lists. So,
So you will see more of these.
hopefully, maybe. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
First one of the books.
Yep.
Use your other hand.
Knock the mic over. All right. We are out. We'll see you next time.